Hey guys, today is November the 18th of 2022, and I wanted to do an update on market recap using the simple glance chart. So without any further delay, let's get into it. Mind you, this is not my simple glance chart. This is a trading view because I don't have the Nifty 50 on Thinkorswim. So I wanted to give you guys an update because I've been getting a lot of requests in regards to the Nifty 50. Important thing here is that using the Heikin candles, you can see on the weekly chart that the trend is still up. MACD is strong, although the weekly cycles concern me, which is this white line right here, a white sign line. You can see that we've been holding this trend line really good, and we're dancing around the swing pivot high of what 1834.8 around there. Now we take the Heikin candle off and put regular candles. You can see that on the weekly, we've been strong for the last couple of weeks, and now we're kind of stalling a little bit here. So keep an eye. Let's see how we close this week. If we could close above this swing pivot high, and if we can't, let's look at next week. If we could close above it, and if we can, I'm sure it's gonna kiss the high of 186.04 and maybe potentially push higher. This is the week. Let's look at the daily real quick. You can see that we're just pretty much chopping around here, and looks like the MACD is about to have a crossover. So be careful here because this is all supply zone. This was a strong move. I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of stalls a little bit and pushes back down or into the demand zone, supply zone right here, a low level here, or even maybe test this trend line. But, you know, we just got to see how we close this today and see how we close next week. If we're just going to go either sideways here and then push higher, regain, and continue, or kind of stall out, fizzle, and test this trend line. And this red one here also. And keep an eye on the MACD. Okay, now we're in my simple glance chart, and I'm going to start out with the dollar. If you guys been following me, you know that the weekly and daily cycles peaked. Can't remember when, maybe it was this week or last week. And you can see that the dollar got this nice little flush. We got now Tom D Mark, 9th candle right here on the week of 1010. PPS sell signal. Got the spike right up, spike bounce, tested that 113 that I've been talking about. Failed right there, pushed back, so good entry point. As you get the PPS sell signal, and according to John Person, you wait for a retrace, and then that's when you pull the trigger. And you got this nice bear kicker candle, and pull back. So look, thinking that maybe on the weekly chart, this is a wave 3, and we're working on a wave 4, and then the final wave 5, and that's Elliott wave in regards to the weekly. On the daily, I think this is a wave 5, so it'll be interesting to see how this is going to resolve. But either way, just know that the trend is still strong. We're midterm above the cloud, just below the 50, the 20. The 50 is below right here. There's a pivot low here and a pivot low here, and you can see that maybe this 50% is not developing. But in the short term on the daily, we're below the cloud and just chopping around here. And now we have a 9th Tom D Mark signal, and we got a positive MACD crossover. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start retesting things. This is going to be a strong level, 109. You got the point of control right here, value area low. Linear regressions channels are pointing down, so I wouldn't be surprised next week we'll start pushing and see if the bulls could regain some control and some ground. But this is going to be a battle zone right here, this area. Euro is the opposite. Got a nice little pop. Failed to kiss the 50 and the linear regression channel right up there. And on the daily, it's the same thing. We got a MACD crossover and Tom D Mark sell signal, and it kissed the 200 SMA. So it's just kind of going sideways here. But I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back. There's a strong level right here, which is the $1.36 level here. But this is the strong level right here. So if it pushes back and it finds support here, that could also be a nice little entry point right there. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you guys know already what's been going on with that, with the FTX. I got hit on that one in regards to the Hive stock I own, HIVE. Got the sell signal, MACD crossover, and it looks like this 15 so far is holding right now, but you never know. We got a crossover on the MACD on the daily chart, so it's just kind of chopping around. So it may try to regain some levels to the upside, but not guaranteed. So this one, you could just be very cautious on this one. Although I had weekly cycles positive on this one. It's very interesting how this just consolidated, and I was expecting it for it to go up, and that news event came in and crashed everything. Ethereum, so far this was holding even better. Makes me wonder if I should just get into Ethereum. This one had a fat crash, but held a low, which was, it's nice to see. And I'm looking at Ether futures. Same thing, crossover, just kind of consolidating back and forth. Point of control is at 1298. So let's just see how it plays out. You can see the linear regression channels are sideways on the daily, so that means it's just consolidating back and forth, just chop fest. Let's go to crude, and I had a target of 96, and it didn't make it there. There's too much chop fest and a lot of selling pressure. And now we just had a MACD crossover, so it could push lower. It looks like the 100 so far is holding. It could retest this 76, but we got a PPS sell signal below the 50, the 20. And if we can hold here and regain back and push higher, then it could probably test 76 and maybe push even lower. On the daily, you can see that the value area low is 81 and it's chopping around there. The MACDs are all negative and you're below the cloud. Although this is interesting, there is support here in the linear regression channel. It has a slight edge to going up, but this could be some support right here. So it could maybe go sideways, but if it's going to flush, if we can hold that linear regression channel, it's going to test 76. Gold, and I'm assuming this is going on with the dollar. Since the dollar turned, gold got this nice pop. Thinking off the back of my head, I know that the weekly cycles are still down for gold, so it still concerns me. I'm at the school of thought that gold could continue going sideways to lower into next year, and I think next year is where the swing bottom is going to be, but that's just my speculation. But so far, just trade with price action, what's happening right now, and it looks like it's strong. Short term, above the cloud, which is good. Good support at 1723. Linear regression channels are pointing up. Tom D Mark knife candle. So I wouldn't be surprised in MACD crossover if we kind of push lower, find some support either here or on this channel, and then maybe push a leg higher. Same thing with the dollar and the euro. So those are the three that you probably want to keep an eye on because they're kind of in sync. The US dollar, not crude, euro, and gold. Let's go to silver. And silver is the same thing. Tom D Mark knife candle. This one looks actually even better on the November 15th. right there. This one has a PPS sell signal. So this one is already, mobile bands are negative. This is going to be a strong level right here, 19. Pretty much with the point of control. MACD crossover already. Linear regressions are up. So these levels right here, especially here, is going to be a good support if it gets down there. Silver is actually even stronger. Let me see. Look at gold real quick. Yeah, gold never even kissed the 50 SMA on the weekly, even silver did. So that shows that it had more Momo to it. Never got up here. This is a strong level too, 22 and yeah, 22.72 to 22.43. That little area right there, you can see that it kissed it right there, and that's and it stalled. So this is going to be a good. If this is the leg up to continue going higher, you'll probably want to pull back. Even to this 20, like I said, 19 would be great because that's all the way over here. I'll continue. Let's see what else I have. Natural gas. Natural gas has a sell signal. Although the MACD crossover is positive, you're kind of chopping around the cloud. In short term, you're below the cloud. Failed the 50, but holding the 20 and got a MACD crossover. So it's kind of choppy right here. It's undecided. And the weekly just kind of tells you that where we're at right here. So if it's going to push lower, you know, 5, this area right here will be probably support. And then see what happens there. Especially now that it's the winter. Let's see. AppHarvest. What a disaster. Couldn't even hold 151. Now it's down to $1.24. So this one is just getting worse and worse. Probably the worst trade of the year for me. But I continue to watch it and hold it. So far I am very down on this trade. And I'll probably do a video on learning lessons, what not to do into the future when it comes down to like AppHarvest. CCJ, just chop fest, you know, below, where are we? 23.66, somewhere around here. So it's just going back and forth. It looks like the future, the cloud is about to turn negative. And we just got a PPS sell signal, MACD crossover negative. Volume has been very dead. And it's just going sideways. And I made an update on my Twitter that there's a squeeze play playing out. And the monthly and the daily are been in a squeeze play setup. So it's going to explode. And it looks like the pressure's to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if this pushes lower. Just looking at the squeeze play chart. DNN, just chop fest right there. Nothing really excited about it. Kind of playing, you know, with Cameco. Hive, this is my Bitcoin play. And you can see that it's losing momentum just because of all the stuff going on with FTX and that scandal. So the only thing interesting here is that we have a knife. We have, what is that? Maybe that's a 13th Tom DeMark candle. But I'm not going to have my hopes up high. I don't know what's going to happen here. I got to look at the cycles and all that on that one. The one I'm really liking is Intel. I bought this one somewhere around 28.88 and got some heat, found support, and now it's back up. So it went all the way to 24.59. Cycles on the weekly cycles are up, so that's why my ears got perked up when I saw all the stuff they're doing in Ohio and building their plants and all that. And the cycles are up, so I wanted to trade with the cycle. So this is pretty much a contrarian trade, and it's in the cloud, so it's going to get choppy. You can see that the future now is looking positive. Linear regression channels are pointing up above the 20, the 50. Hit the value area high of 30.64, stalled. But once we get out of the cloud and close above 30.58, then it's going to look even much better. And we test the 20 on the weekly, and if we could close above that, we're probably going to test this linear regression channel, the 50, and also this resistance level, which is going to be strong, which is $40. SMR, someone tuned me into this instrument, and I told them not to buy anywhere around here. Wait for it to get even to like at least $9, $10, or even test the low. That would be a nice ideal entry point, but you can see that it's negative, been consolidating. Short term below the cloud, linear regression channels are pointing down, MACD crossover, so the pressure is still, to the downside. Nothing is positive on this chart. UEC just kind of going sideways. If you want to buy it somewhere around 361. Linear regression channel right here, but you can see that it's negative. Now you're below the cloud, and on the weekly, you're below the cloud, just pretty much chopping in a range back and forth. And now you just had a MACD crossover. The point of control is at 372, so it's dancing around that area, back and forth. So value area low is $3, and even 324. If it even goes down there, that could probably be a good little entry point. And the last one is UR Royalty. Got a nice pop above the cloud, failed at the 200 SMA, very overextended on the linear regression channel, but came back in, center of gravity. Now you're below. This is going to be some strong resistance, 271. If I was to say good entry point, if it's going to push lower, it'll be somewhere around here. In this area, point of control 228, or even 221 area, this area right here. If it's going to push lower, but right now, MACD crossover, but the trend is still, trending, but you got a PPS sell signal, so try to retrace, and now it's kind of in the cloud. So if I was to buy it, it'll be somewhere around here. If you're short, this is probably the area to short it, and I'm sure a lot of people probably did that in that area right there. I think that's it for me. Hopefully you like this video. I'll keep you posted on the instruments that I have on Market Recap.